Hello, I'm very pleased to be there. I would like to thank the organizers to leave me some more time because it will fit my broken English and will enable you to understand some things about my presentation. I would like to talk about this and tell you a little bit the stories of this sustainable everyday project that we developed and as Chris introduced, that we co-developed with stakeholders and users trying to build visions about possible sustainable futures. What we are doing, by the way, this is the kind of studio. This is a strange design studio for designers. It looks like more a movie set with flying walls and settings that we can move and change to put users into different situations and enable them to discuss the scenarios. What do we do exactly? We received users. We received users not to assess the design, but to do the design with us, to involve them in the process. For example, we use tools as icon map to support users expressing their complex behavior. Here, the project was dealing with food, and this person, which has a as you see, a sort of, we call it mosaic family, I don't know if it makes sense here, sort of recomposed family, has a very complex food path in his daily life. And this kind of tools enable us to understand much more deeper the complexity of user behavior. Afterward, we are building a scene. Here we are setting a scene or as a service that could be a sort of multi-service food atelier or food workshop. I will give you some details. You see how it is built. It's a sort of patchwork at that stage of existing things that we propose to bring together. And we develop some tentative visions of what can be done in this place. Organizing a testing on special food, collaborating directly with local food producer, organizing food subscription to get ingredients prepared every day, and so on and so on. We developed like that 9 tentative usage along different steps of domestic management of food and different user profiles. Maybe you will say this is not very interesting as a visualization. This is just a background and some quick drawing on that. I give you an idea why we are doing at that stage this very quick visualization. We are discussing afterward with users what they think about. These tentative visualizations are made in that way to be changed very quickly. Here, that woman, which was a student at that time, was discussing about this testing. And she said, no, it's not very interesting for me, all those people, I don't have time to sit there and taste food. So between the two interviews, we changed it very quickly. We put people standing, and the people were reacting much better on that situation. So it's a sort of co-design of the scenario and of the visualization to fine-tune with the user little by little what they understand and how they envision. So it's not envisioning for, it's envisioning with. We have them afterward play with this possible vision and build their own scenarios. We leave them 5 minutes, they select their own solution, and they tell us a story about how they would use that in their life. So it's a very interesting process of appropriation of what they are doing. We do that, of course, online. The process was repeated with users in Milano, Brussels, Chicago, and Hong Kong. Why this city? Because we are all talking English, and it's quite easier. Why so few for having such a word scenario? I think it's not user research. It's not testing anything. It's co-design with users, and you don't need to talk with a lot of users to understand much more about your project. Especially if it's a bad idea, you recognize very quickly that it's a bad idea. And I really encourage people who are doing projects to do this kind of co-design, co-elaboration, to be closer to the one-to-one scale that one of the first speaker was talking about. Here you've got images of the people in all those cities building their own scenario, building their stories about the same. This gave us a sort of international idea. It's not at all representative, of course, but this gives us an idea of what could be this food atelier that we developed. Afterward, using what we have learned about this place, we developed more elaborated visualization. We call it video sketch. Literally, if you want to make a sketch of a chair, you take a pencil and you draw a chair. If you want to make the sketch of a service, you can't do it with a pencil. We do it with a camera, but the camera is used as a pencil. It's on the table and people take the camera as the pencil, they play the same, they act in very quickly, and when we do that with students, they re-edit and remake the film 3, 4, 6 times in the afternoon as the same process than when you are doing sketching. You are sketching with video and you are playing and experiencing in a certain way this interaction. Here in between we developed other multi-service places, one related to food, to maintenance of things, to work, to production of energy, to travel, to also leisure. And we decline it in different potentially interesting and potentially promising ways of behaving for sustainability. The slow mode is probably the one which is more common, declining of a way of a slow food movement. You certainly know. The quick mode is based more on standardization and streamlining the process that people are following, and the co-op mode is quite clear, is based on collaboration between people.